The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
Good morning, Rutherford County. It's time to get up and at 'em. It's the Wake Up Crew on News Radio WGNS.
And hello there, and good morning, everybody. It is episode 1618 of the Wake Up Crew this morning. John and Brian with you. And Brian, I don't see anything on our little tracker up here on our sheets. You know, I just see spring begins today.
That's about it. Spring break.
That's it? Nothing else going on? Spring break, 9 days away? Mm-hmm. It's all in that one little corner up there.
It's usually where it's at.
No, they're underlined. They go all the way across.
There's just not that many things right now.
So you're just kind of taking it like it was nothing, but it bothered me because it looked like it was blank.
We'll just look at tomorrow.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. I don't know that I've ever seen that. You're gonna live off that spring breaks countdown for the rest of the week, aren't you?
What do you want me to count down to?
Okay, fine. That's okay. My birthday's in September.
Oh, okay. 9,000 days away.
It's not 9,000. It's 200 and something. 280, 290. You doing okay this morning?
Not too shabby.
Okay.
How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. And we've got a good show this morning. I don't know what in the world we're going to be talking about. I am going to talk about one thing. And I guess if it's spring begins today, spring break's 9 days away, then kids got school right up to the time, and then boom, spring break. They're out running around. In other words,
yeah,
they're going to school today.
Your birthday is 185 days.
See, I think it's important enough to just do that.
Okay. Easter's coming up.
What?
Easter's coming up.
Well, why isn't it on here?
It's in April. Not there yet.
April what? What is it? What?
17th.
Oh, so it's going to be normal. It's going to be like a normal Easter. Wasn't it last year?
No, it's not 17th. It's the 20th.
Wasn't it like really cold last year? I mean, wasn't it like early?
Yeah, it was right at the end of spring break. So it was the first week of April.
Yeah, that was different. Flowers will be blooming and Santa Ana winds will be blowing. I don't know. I found something last night. I looked on the internet, Brian, and I was very shocked. Very shocked.
Very shocked?
I am feeding. They had a list of the 20 worst things you can feed a dog.
Uh-oh.
I was feeding my dog 16 of them.
Wow.
16 bad things for my dog.
Are these like his dog food or just
No, not dog food. I'm talking about, snacky,
Oh, I see.
Picks up off the floor or something. You know how your dog does,
Like a
like you're
Taco
eating
Bell burrito.
You're eating like a Ritz's cracker.
No.
Shouldn't give them to him.
Really?
Nope. Shouldn't give them pretzels. I thought, well, pretzels, they're healthy. But no, can't do it. Avocados, don't give them avocados. You probably knew about that one.
Didn't know about that one, but I don't eat avocados, so that's not a problem.
Now, here's something.
Grapes is the big one.
Yeah, and you keep continuing to give your dogs grapes.
No, I don't.
Oh, you used to.
I did used to, yeah.
In fact, they're the worst things to give them. But I was really shocked at some of the things. They don't give them bacon.
Really?
Did you know that? I didn't know it. I did not know it. And like when I eat breakfast, I always give him a little bit of just a little piece of bacon at the end of it. Not anymore, and he's hacked.
Yeah, I see. There are toxic foods, and then there are foods to avoid. So, raisins and grapes is top of that list. Then chocolate, onions and garlic.
Onions and garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Can cause damage to red blood cells. Macadamia nuts can cause seizures or paralysis. Avocados, they've got persin in them, and it can be toxic to dogs. Xylitol, which is the artificial sweetener that's in, like gum and stuff like that for the sugar-free. Not good. Alcohol, of course. So, interesting.
Chipper's gonna have to cut out the beer then, huh?
Caffeine's not good for him.
No, and that's why chocolate is not good for him either. The high thing of caffeine plus the chocolate. But I think dark chocolate is worse than regular chocolate, isn't it? Have you ever said that? Heard that somewhere? Somebody told me that.
Heard that, yeah.
But that's a lot of things you can't feed them. So you're better off just giving dog food and maybe a dog snack
Well, but
that you buy.
who's the lady that was in Grey's Anatomy and then Firefly Lane? Anyway, I keep seeing ads of her.
Oh yeah,
where
Heigl.
Yeah,
Captain Heigl.
the dog food is so processed and all, they're not getting the nutrients
Yeah,
they
you
need
don't
from
even. You don't. Even, you got to give them her dog food.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's 6:17. I'm telling you, we got a show. Don't go by this first for a few minutes.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Few showers possible in the area during the afternoon. Highs top out near 48 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Diminishing winds. Lows drop to 28. And then Friday, sunny with highs approaching 61. I'm weatherology meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 44.
Find it at the Restore, yeah.
Welcome to the Restore. What are you looking for today?
Do you have any area rugs?
We got it. And all of our lighting is 50% off here at the Restore.
Find it at the Restore.
If you need trim or molding, come on down here to see us at the Restore.
The Habitat Restore at 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
Remember, we got it today, but it may be gone tomorrow. Find it at the Restore, yeah.
Murfreesboro Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
The death of a loved one, probably one of the hardest times in their life they have to go through.
Keith Stapleton, manager of the Murfreesboro Funeral Home.
It's our job to see them through that.
Visit murfreesborofuneralhome.com.
This is Wade Hayes from Toots Restaurants, and our family is just honored and blessed to be part of this community for 40 years.
Hi, this is Nick Hayes with Toots Restaurants. After 40 years, we still got them. $6.99 daily lunch specials. Stop by Toots.com and check them out.
Thank you for dining with us since 1985.
Thank you, Rutherford County.
Thank you for dining with us for 40 years.
Good food and fun, Toots. Good food and fun.
Hi, I'm Wade Hayes, owner of Toots Good Food and Fun. I strongly believe that volunteers make a positive difference in the quality of life here in our community.
Thank you, Shannon Beckman, for all that you do for this community. She's very active with the Main Street Murfreesboro program. Main Street Murfreesboro's purpose is to promote, maintain, and enhance the historic downtown area. Keep it vital and alive. When she believes in a cause, Shannon Beckman always goes 110%. She also keeps our community healthy through Beckman's Prescription Shop.
At Toots, we strongly believe that it's important for every one of our citizens to give some of their time and talent back into the community. And we want to honor these individuals with a Toots gift certificate good at any of our Rutherford County locations. 860 Northwest Broad Street, on Church Street in the Barfield area, in Smyrna on Sam Ridley, and Toots West on Franklin Road at Rucker Lane.
Hi, this is Stan with Parks Auction Company, and by now you've probably heard our commercials and know that we are committed to helping you increase your investments. Call 896-4600 to set an appointment with me or one of my team members. That's 896-4600. Parks Auction Company. We handle everything.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
In the NBA, Cade Cunningham called game.
Hardaway gets it into Cunningham. Cunningham for the win, and it is good! He banked it in! He banked it in! Holy mackerel! Cade Cunningham.
You just heard on the Ticket Pistons Radio Network. Final score against the Heat, 116-113. Thanks to that game winner, Cunningham ended with his 9th triple-double of the season. Luka Doncic ended with 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists as the Lakers cruised past the Nuggets, 120-108. Denver played without Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. The Cavaliers have now lost 3 in a row after the Kings outscored them 123-119. In men's college hoops, first 4 matchups, Xavier came back to defeat Texas 86-80. The Musketeers will take on Illinois on Friday, and Mount St. Mary's defeated American 83-72. The Mountaineers will face 1 seed Duke in the first round.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
It's 6:21 here on the Wake Up Crew. It's a Thursday. I don't even know why that I said that, but it is Thursday. And it is Throwback Thursday, by the way. We're powered today by Middle Tennessee Electric. Rutherford County's 24th Annual Earth Day celebration is Saturday, April 26th, 10 a.m. to 2 on the Murfreesboro Square. MTE will provide free hot dogs and popcorn, plus the electric griddle food truck will serve up free gourmet grilled cheese. Free fun for the whole family, April 26th on the Square. For more information, go to rcearthday.com. We got the this week we're doing songs about spring, and we'll do that in just a few minutes. I wanted to continue my dog conversation. I guess you can give them little snacks out of boxes and things like that, though. And you were saying that the girl, she wanted you to buy a certain brand, right?
Yes.
So it's really just a high-tech commercial.
She's involved with that, I think.
Oh, okay.
Somehow.
But she didn't have a certain brand, or was it?
I can't remember what it is. We've actually searched for it. Badlands Ranch.
Okay. I don't know that I've ever seen that brand. I guess you'd have to go to a pet store, maybe.
Healthy Dog Food by Katherine Heigl. But
You're not going to get that at your grocery store, I don't think.
Probably not. But they do have some that.
Your vet has some too, don't they?
It's wet dog food.
Does your vet carry it?
I don't know if they carry that particular brand, but there are some. Now, this has superfoods in it. But listen to this. One bag is $59.95.
Ooh.
I mean, and we're not talking about
a big bag,
like a 30-pound bag. You're talking about a little bag.
Oh, gosh. There's no way.
That's crazy to me.
I mean, I love my dog, but hey, I'm not giving my.
It's 24 ounces.
I never gave my kid caviar, so he's not going to get it either.
So a 24-ounce bag is $59.95.
I have tried not to, but he just begs. He begs so much. It's hard to, when they're looking at you with those little sad, sweet eyes of theirs. You know what I mean?
Jeez, I can't get over how high it is. That's worse than caviar.
Well, he's never gonna get one, is he? Lerone Majors with Premier Athletics is today's Good Neighbor of the Day for being so dedicated and passionate about cheer sports for our area youth. Lerone Major will receive flowers from Jenny Harrison and the family over at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts at News Radio WGNS.
All right, send in your good neighbors by texting neighbor to our number 615-893-1450 or head to WGNSradio.com/goodneighbor, and don't forget to add your birthdays and anniversaries in 615-893-1450. Call or text. Slip
All right.
Pig.
Sorry, 624, and this is our spring song. Songs about spring. Take it away, Brian.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happy.
We'll have more of the Wake Up Crew coming up at 624.
Stones River Manor offers assured care.
It's so warm and welcoming.
Independent living.
What states have you lived in?
Lived in Illinois and here. My husband worked for Quick Growth.
Assisted living.
I have my own place and I love it. The activity center has the Bible study that I like very much.
Adult daycare and respite care, and specialized physical rehabilitation care.
I love the friendliness and the family attitude that they have here.
Visit them online at stonesrivermanor.com or stop by. They're near the intersection of Haynes Drive and Memorial Boulevard.
All right, guys, if you're only middle-aged but wondering why it seems harder to keep up, you're not alone. It may be caused by low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But not just any TRT, not those websites offering only basic treatments. You have to see the provider specialist at Low T Center. They offer advanced personalized treatments with over a decade of experience. At Low T Center, you'll start with a simple test and get your results in about 25 minutes. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Will Dudley. It's being called a record drug bust for West Tennessee, the seizure of 115 pounds of methamphetamine. The discovery happened during a traffic stop Monday on I-40 in Haywood County. State and local authorities from 2 counties were on hand. Drug task force agents say they noticed an aftermarket compartment built into a commercial vehicle. Agents forced open that compartment and discovered more than 50 large bags of meth weighing approximately 115 pounds. The street value of those drugs is assessed at nearly $500,000. Details on arrests have not been released. In Clarksville, a motorcycle crash has claimed the life of a teen. The crash happened Tuesday just before 2 near the intersection of Preachers Mill Road and South Tennessee Circle. Clarksville police say 19-year-old Trace Kruger died from his injuries at the hospital. The driver of another vehicle involved had to be extricated from their vehicle. It's unknown how badly they were injured. More news in 30 seconds.
You're invited to the 17th Annual Blooming Arts Festival, March 21st and 22nd in Linden. Come visit the town between the rivers and experience more than 200 art and craft booths, a quilt show, live music, and amazing food. There's fun for the whole family, including a kids zone with games and prizes. Visit bloomingartsfestival.org to learn more about this special weekend. Mark your calendars and plan to come see us, March 21st and 22nd in Linden, Tennessee for the Blooming Arts Festival.
Hundreds of Fort Campbell soldiers are headed to Europe as part of a regular rotation of forces. Strike soldiers of the 2nd Mobile Brigade Combat Team with the 101st Airborne Division are on their way to replace the 3rd Brigade Combat Team with the 10th Mountain Division as part of a regular rotation of forces to support the U.S., NATO allies and partners. Soldiers will be stationed in Germany, Romania, Poland, and elsewhere. Will Dudley, Access Tennessee News.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
It's 27 after the hour. Good neighbor events and weather and traffic all coming up here later on this hour. John and Brian with you. Episode 1618 of the Wake Up Crew. I don't know if I'm going to have to get my glasses changed, but I'm having trouble reading. I switch some out all the time. One for radio and one for church and, So,
wow.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I have to have headphone protective things on my glasses for the headphones.
Because they slip?
They push them. Push them in. We were talking about our dogs. I have a great story to tell.
A dog story?
Yes, I'm going to switch off the dogs in a minute, but here's a special Chipper story.
And they called it puppy love.
No, my dog has never had accidents on the floor much. Never.
Well, that's good.
No. So, but he has thrown up some. So if you're eating breakfast, I apologize. But he has thrown up some. So I decided the rug needed a new rug. So I ordered online and got a new rug, put it down. Well, before I put it down, I had to it came in, it didn't come rolled up. It came like in folded.
Yeah. Heard you and Dalton talking about that.
So, I had to so I took it and rolled it up and was sitting there. So I had my old rug and it's like 10 minutes before I'm ready to put the new rug down. Guess what happens? Uh-huh. It was almost like he was, let's
mark it one more time.
One more time. And I didn't know, well, I guess I really need to clean it. So I did clean it up. But I don't know what he does, but I think what he does is he'll get something. He likes to sniff in the floor, and he'll pick up a string or any kind of loose little thing, and I think it gags him because it's not like food. It's more like he gags, and then he just a little bit. It's not much. So enjoy your pancakes and your eggs today, but I don't understand, but I think that's what it is.
So our dogs, it's maybe, I've got 3, so the chances are pretty high. But Rosie hardly ever, but Ladybug, Maggie, when she was alive, and Skeeter, you'll hear them and they'll be making the sound like they're getting ready to do it. And so for some reason, I guess it's just because we've had dogs around so long, I can hear it. Even being in a different room, I can hear that sound, and I know what it is. So I'll come blasting out of wherever I'm at, pick them up, and carry them over to the sink.
Yeah. And they like to get sick on the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
If you have any kind of rug, that's where they want to go.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I don't understand. Chipper's probably been the worst one about it, but they all do it. They all do that, and that you hear it. You start to hear it, and you panic.
Yeah.
And one time I said, "Stop, don't do that." And he looked up at me and then went, yeah.
I think it's got a little bile in it.
Yeah.
Because it's greenish.
Yeah.
So they're just a little.
His is kind of pinkish.
Oh, really?
But it's like dog food a little bit. I think there's not much, but I don't know. I hope you've enjoyed your morning with us as we talk about throw up. Anyway, it's time for Today in History.
Turn to Turner Security.
In 1886, the first air conditioner power plant in U.S. begins commercial operation. 1886, can you believe that?
They weren't very.
It took a long time for me to get air conditioner, Dad.
70s probably, wasn't it?
1930, American fast food restaurant KFC is founded by Colonel Sanders. It was called Kentucky Fried Chicken back then. 1954, the first newspaper vending machines are used. 1973, Pittsburgh Pirates right fielder Roberto Clemente elected to Baseball Hall of Fame. It was 11 weeks after his death in a plane crash. 1990, Los Angeles Lakers retires Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's number. That was number 33. 1991, Michael Jackson signs $65 million 6-album deal with Sony Records. I wonder how his agent can determine how much money it's worth. Because they made more than $65 million off his album.
Oh, sure. Well, I know he's made it too.
Yeah.
They just get a cut of that.
Yeah. So his kind of comes up top, I guess. 1995, the Beatles song Baby It's You with the late John Lennon as lead singer released.
'Cause baby, it's you. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Baby, it's you. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
1996, Eric and Lau Menendez found guilty of killing their parents. Haven't they taken that to court? They're trying to get that reduced or changed.
Or maybe even get them
exonerated.
out.
Yeah. In 2020, after 20 years with the New England Patriots, 6-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady officially agrees to move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a 2-year, $50 million guaranteed deal. It paid off for him because one of those years he won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. It's time for Rewind with Brandon Brooks. And we'll be back with more of the Wake Up Crew. It's 6:33.
'Cause baby, it's you. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Baby, it's
This is CBS Rewind.
Busted flat in Baton Rouge.
March 20th,
Waiting for a train.
1971.
Feeling near as faded as my jeans.
Janis Joplin had the #1 single with Me and Bobby McGee. This date in 1981.
I stand before you in the name of the one
The release of the horror sequel,
who was cast out from heaven,
Omen 3.
but is alive
The Final Conflict.
in me.
March 20th, 1982. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts at the top of the singles chart with I Love Rock and Roll. I'm Brendan Brooks, and that's Rewind.
And now, a Progressive ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. With Progressive, this has been a Progressive ad from Progressive. See if you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Few showers possible in the area during the afternoon. Highs top out near 48 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, diminishing winds, lows drop to 28. And then Friday, sunny with highs approaching 61. I'm weatherology meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 44.
Good morning. Starting to pick up now right on schedule. 24 going westbound coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, headed up through the Antioch area. As you come through Smyrna, Laverne, traffic's looking good right now. 65 southbound down through Millersville. Give yourself extra time. We've seen radar this morning on I-40 in Wilson and Smith counties. When you need dependable towing here in Middle Tennessee, call the best. STR Towing and Recovery. STRtow.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
I've got
Here's Tom Sweat with AmeriCare Services Incorporated.
AmeriCare's moisture control services include mold testing, mold remediation, crawl space repair, vapor barrier, sump pump installation, radon testing, radon mitigation, and basement waterproofing. If there's something wrong in your crawl space or basement, we can probably help. Just ask for a free inspection.
893-7111.
all the best of the best to get rid of your pest.
AmeriCare Services Incorporated.
It's time now for WGNS Good Neighbor Events, and we welcome everyone to our community who are here for the TSSAA Boys State Basketball Tournaments. We hope that you enjoy your stay and that you'll come back and visit again soon. We were talking with Cliff Sharp over at Greenhouse Ministries, And he wanted us to remind you that they're having a mobile food pantry. Not this weekend, but the next one, Saturday, March 29th. But you need to get a voucher now, and that'll have a time to come by on Saturday, March 29th. That's a mobile food pantry, Saturday, March 29th. Not this Saturday, but a week away. And that's at Greenhouse Ministries. Oklahoma begins next weekend at the Art Center of Cannon County in neighboring Woodbury. And yes, we're critically low on blood. Please give the gift of life. Phone the Red Cross at 800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment to give blood at a time that fits your schedule. The Kellys will be at Liberty in Christ Sunday evening at 6, and that's on Leanna Road. From News Radio WGNS, those are Good Neighbor events.
If someone asked, "What's your more?" would you be surprised? Well, at First Bank, knowing your more is where we start. Whether it's seeing your kid's college graduation, seeing the world, or seeing the ocean from your patio, your more helps us see who you are. That's why First Bank offers you more time, more access to local lenders and leaders, more answers, and more products. So tell us, what's your more? First Bank. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
Murfreesboro is conducting a special census, and we need your help. An accurate population count means more shared state revenue for things like road repairs, park improvements, and new sidewalks. Here's Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland.
Another big benefit is the more dollars we receive could also help keep our taxes low. We need everyone to participate, so take part in our 2025 special census.
Count me in.
Okay, count me in.
And count me in too.
Let's make sure every resident counts. Visit MurfreesboroCensus.com.
McCabe Vision Center.
Everything in my left eye just looked like it was cloudy, foggy, had a skim over it. Looked like I was looking through real dirty glass, and I was having trouble driving. The lights glared, and it's absolutely gone.
He's the eye doctor you hear on the radio.
The eye surgery was a piece of cake. It was so simple, it was so easy, never felt a thing. Once it was over, able to walk right out.
McCabe Vision Center on Heritage Park Drive.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
This is the Wake Up Crew with John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
It's time for the dad joke of the day. Oh, nice guy.
I think eggs went down last week a little bit. Did you hear that news?
I had heard a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's going to be a fluctuating thing, actually. Kind of like gasoline. We have enough chickens, we'll have eggs.
I think I read it's gone down about $2 since January, something like that.
Yeah. I guess the bird flu, I don't hear any more about that much, but
no.
I guess it must be subsiding or something. They've taken control of. They've killed a lot of birds, I guess, a lot of chickens.
Yeah.
Poor little Rusty.
Avian flu.
What? I guess Russell's been in hiding.
Quarantined, yeah.
All right, what's our dad joke for today?
John, whoever came up with the word dentures really missed an opportunity to call them substitutes.
Okay, I'm going to give that a thumbs up, but I didn't like the fact that you didn't include me in the punchline. You just went right on with it.
Well,
and I have a tendency to overlook it. I don't quite get it when you do that, but it worked fine.
That was just the way it was presented to me.
So you're going on your own now with the dad joke. No more straight man with a dad joke.
Oh, that's just a one-off.
Oh, okay, sure.
You'll be back.
6:41 here on the Crew.
CBS News Brief. Severe weather pounded the Midwest. In Gary, Indiana, a suspected tornado left a path of destruction. Mayor Eddie Melton.
A lot of folks have been displaced from their homes, so we're working with the Red Cross to make sure they receive the shelter, working with the Gary School Corporation because one of their schools was significantly damaged as well.
President Trump is set to sign an executive order today to begin his quest to shut down the Department of Education. Josh Cowan with the Education Law Center.
My view is this thing is mostly just a press release. The real gutting of the Department of Education began a few weeks ago when Trump began the layoff process for more than half the department staff.
A deadly night in Gaza. At least 85 Palestinians were killed by Israeli strikes that hit their homes while they were asleep. BBC Middle East Bureau Chief Joe Floto.
Some of the scenes out of Gaza are pretty desperate, with large craters and people being pulled out of the rubble.
CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
4 people were rescued from a flooded vehicle in Rutherford County following Saturday's severe weather that swept through Middle Tennessee. Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department reported that crews were dispatched to Shalom Street after a vehicle became trapped in a flooded waterway. While the exact time of the incident was not specified, emergency responders successfully rescued all 4 occupants without any reported injuries. The severe weather system brought heavy rain, strong winds, and dangerous road conditions across the region. Authorities continue to urge drivers to avoid flooded roads and to heed weather warnings to prevent similar incidents in the future. Meteorologists have warned that heavy rains in the coming weeks could further saturate the ground, increasing the risk of flooding in low-lying areas. Emergency officials emphasize the importance of staying alert and having an evacuation plan in place in case of severe weather threats. Meanwhile, Rutherford County Fire and Rescue, as well as the Rutherford County Fire Marshal's Office, are issuing warnings about the risk of open burning after a fire on Halls Hill Pike. Crews responded to a home Friday evening where an unattended fire pit, combined with strong winds, caused flames to spread to a nearby hot tub and surrounding vegetation. Officials released video footage capturing the moment that the fire escalated, emphasizing the dangers of leaving outdoor fires unsupervised. The Fire Marshal's Office is reminding residents to take precautions when burning outdoors, noting that multiple house fires this year have already been linked to open burning. With unpredictable weather conditions and elevated winds, officials stress the importance of monitoring outdoor fires and ensuring that they're fully extinguished before leaving them unattended. That's all for now. I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and I'll talk to you later.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
Branches is not only a place to go to find help for mental, emotional, and behavioral issues. Branches Wellness is here to provide help in losing weight and in medication management. Branches believes in body, soul, and spirit, ministry, and care for the whole individual. Branches, the place to turn to find hope and healing in the midst of a hurting and sometimes difficult world. Go to branchescounselingcenter.com or 615-904-7170.
First Shot, growing in Christ with life and athletic skills.
So we teach God's Word at everything we do to implant it in them so that they understand that the only way to get through the world is with God on their side.
First Shot founder and executive director Andy Herzer.
Our focus is on our inner city here at Patterson Park.
From academics to athletics, First Shot's focus is toward building a stronger, more courageous spirit to face opportunities and obstacles that our youth confront every day. To find out more about First Shot, go to firstshottn.org.
Franklin's Printworks has been in Murfreesboro for over 25 years. We are a full-service commercial printer, everything from business cards, brochures, booklets, to banners. My name is Jeff Carlton. I handle sales and marketing for Franklin's Printworks. We hear a lot people who have been working with printers on the internet, had issues, and they know that if we're working with someone local, that A, they know where to find us, and B, they know that we'll take care of it because we have to take care of our neighbors. Our website is franklinsprinting.org.
At Heritage South Community Credit Union, you won't find crazy promotions with pages of requirements. You won't find endless phone trees with computer voices. You won't find an out-of-state bank focused on turning a profit. Instead, we help when others won't. We've been doing that for our community since we started in a pencil factory in Shelbyville almost 70 years ago. If you're tired of big banks, it's time to try your local community credit union. Visit heritagesouth.org to learn more. Insured by NCUA.
Murfreesboro firefighters are going door to door to ensure that everyone is counted in the special census. Every resident means more funding for roads, schools, and emergency services, up to $3.5 million more each year. So don't wait. Fill out the mailer you received or visit murfreesborocensus.com. That's murfreesborocensus.com. Every name matters, including yours. Help us help Murfreesboro. Fill out your special census form today. murfreesborocensus.com.
Man on the Street Newsmakers, brought to you by Old National Bank in Murfreesboro.
Get old. Old National Bank, that is. Old National Bank has the experience and service you need to buy a home, make investments, even online and mobile banking. Old National Bank is in the borough on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard, which used to be Mercury Boulevard.
Visit us and enjoy warm, homemade cookies at Old National Bank.
Old National Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Information you need.
We don't have enough emergency shelter space, but the real issue is affordable housing.
That's Amber Hampton.
We have folks that come through the shelter, they get a check every single month, and they just can't find housing. The list is just insanely long. We live in a college town, so college kids are going to scoop up the cheaper housing faster. There's a lot of folks that if we could find them available places to rent for like $400 or $500 a month, we could put them in housing today, but it just doesn't exist right now.
Murfreesboro Rescue's Ed Grimes says people need to work together.
Today, there is a collaborative effort trying to bring organizations together so that we don't duplicate services. Right now, it's still an underserved population because we don't have that bed space that we need. The services that are being provided today are definitely services that are needed.
Hampton concluded.
We've got the pieces of the puzzle that we need. We just don't have enough. So, there's not enough outreach happening. There's not enough shelter happening. But we have the pieces. There's just not enough of it happening to where it's hitting what we need. We all work really well together, and we've got the pieces of the puzzle that we need. We just don't have enough.
And that's information you need from WGNS, focusing on our local homeless problems.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS. With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
Oh, welcome back. That time already. 12 minutes. No, yeah, 12 before 7.
Yeah.
And we've got news at the top of the hour. Brian, are you worried about that a lot of places are going bankrupt lately? Does that bother you, or do you really think about it?
I hadn't really thought about it.
A lot of department stores, a lot of a lot of chain restaurants.
Well, they're replaced by Mexican restaurants, it seems.
Yeah, we do have a lot of Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
And they haven't started on the old Charlie renovation, have they, to make it Camino? Last I was by there, I don't think they had.
I hadn't noticed, but maybe they're doing most of it inside.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
That's going to be a much better location for Camino than where it was.
Oh, they're on Cason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hidden over there, I think.
Cason?
Well, maybe you just didn't think about Cason Lane.
Yeah, I don't think you're just going to kind of get the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know. But now Dairy Queen does great business.
I guess they do.
It's right over there. So I think the city would love to take all of Cason, just make it commercial. It's too busy anyway, though. I don't know what the issue they had. It wasn't one of the biggest ones. It wasn't one of their bigger ones. It was a little bit, but it was nice. But they looked like they had a good crowd. So I guess they want to be a little closer to the interstate, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just a few 100 feet away from where they were.
Yeah, and there's another Mexican restaurant in the strip mall back there, behind them, I think. But I don't know.
Shawn Wright, City Councilman Shawn Wright, had an interesting.
Oh, you're name dropping again, aren't you?
A little
you
bit.
do that a lot, don't you? You're like, Shay. I'm surprised you didn't call him Sean. You know, Sean. Hey, Sean told me.
Well, he had a Facebook post that I thought was interesting.
I don't have him on my Facebook page. Tell me about it.
Well, the comment was that he and his wife had to go to Cool Springs, had to get something fixed with an Apple product, and they have an Apple store. And Cool Springs is a hopping place. And his take was, what does Cool Springs have that we don't? Because people will go to Cool Springs from Murfreesboro.
Mm-hmm.
So why not
still a mall?
Have a mall, yeah, but why not have a mall here. I mean, what is enticing?
And did he come up with an idea?
Well, I mean, he was just kind of posed the question to his Facebook folks. So
that is kind of weird that it has survived.
I mean, don't you think Murfreesboro is big enough to support that?
Well, I don't know what the identity is. I'm not sure, but that's an inside mall too, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that any of them are surviving like that one is. There are a lot of restaurants around it. They planned it well over there. They did do that, and it is right off the interstate. I mean, just right off of it. But so is the avenue if you look at it that way.
Well, let's see some of the comments. Well, you just mentioned it. Lots of restaurants by. And we really have two malls. You've got the Avenue, and then you have Stones River.
Right.
One's outdoor, one's indoor. They've only got the one mall. Just interesting comments here. And, of course, Dillard's is going to leave. So what's coming in, you know.
That's a big one to lose. Don't they have a Macy's, too? I think they have 2 or 3 big anchor stores. If you lose the anchor store in a mall, you can be hurting.
Let's see. Yeah. This is saying better stores, one person's comment, and no one shops at Sears or JCPenney's. But, I mean, those would be kind of anchor stores. So,
they probably lost Sears. Is Sears in there? I don't know. I've only been to Cool Spring maybe twice. And,
yeah, I don't know.
I went to eat, but I did go in there once, maybe twice, but I don't really remember.
One person's comment, Franklin is more affluent than Murfreesboro and can support high-end stores better than Murfreesboro.
Oh, wow.
White collar, blue collar kind of thing. So,
wow.
I mean, it's just an interesting concept. What is the one down in Chattanooga? Is it Wolf Chase? No, that's Memphis.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's right off the interstate.
Yeah. Wolf Chase is in Memphis. I mean, the bigger cities have some, but.
Well, we got to go to birthdays, so we'll just have to ponder that some other time, I guess.
All right, birthday time.
For anybody in the audience who's got a birthday today, happy birthday to you.
1903, Edgar Buchanan, American actor. He played Uncle Joe in Petticoat Junction.
Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction.
1922, Carl Reiner, American comedian and screenwriter. He produced The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Jerk. He's a big star. He was close to 100 when he died. 1928, Fred Rogers, American children's TV host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
I miss him.
Yeah.
Bobby
we got all 3 of those opens, by the way.
Bobby Orr has a birthday. William Hurt, who passed away last year. Spike Lee, born in 1957. And Holly Hunter. Here's celebrity birthdays. This is local birthdays. Greg Nance, Breeze Lalonde, Pam Gibson, Mary Lucy Yao.
And those are the birthdays we have so far. Add to our list. Call or text in 615-893-1450 for the Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club. And today, the holiday is spring. So spring is here.
Thanks for letting us know that.
Yeah.
6:55.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Few showers possible in the area during the afternoon. Highs top out near 48 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Diminishing winds. Lows drop to 28. And then Friday, sunny with highs approaching 61. I'm weatherology meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 44.
I'm a single mom, and as you can imagine, it's a fight sometimes just to get out the door. But when I need new tires or something's wrong with my car, I need to head to someone I can trust. I go to Tire World.
Tire World, we keep your family rolling.
Tire World, locally owned and operated.
Good morning. Here's what we're seeing. Heavier traffic volume just in the last few minutes. 24 westbound up through Antioch. Coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. That normal buildup right now in that area passing Bell Road. It's gotten heavier. 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. Still moving right now through the Mount Juliet area on 40 westbound. Headed on over into Hermitage. Prince's Hot Chicken has karaoke tonight at the Tanger location. Check out that menu today. You can always order online at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Are you ready to take control of your energy usage and save money? Download the MyMTE app to track your energy consumption, pay your bill, and even report outages right from your phone. It's free and available now in iOS and Android.
We are together almost every day, keeping people's hair from looking like hay. Oh yeah, those were those hairy days. Hello, this is Charlie Pitts, home of the non-smoking hairstyling salon. Come on down.
Welcome to the Restore. What are you looking for today?
I'm looking for a new sofa.
We got it here at the Restore.
Find it at the Restore.
If you need trim or molding, come on down here to see us at the Restore.
We got it at the Habitat Restore.
And all of our lighting is 50% off here at the Restore.
We got it. Remember, we got it today, but it may be gone tomorrow.
The Habitat Restore at 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
C is for country and also for chapel.
2, 3.
Pink Pony Club at 8. Chapel Roan there with her first country track, The Giver, which she actually performed on Saturday Night Live back in November. Chapel taking cues from other pop stars like Post Malone, Beyonce, and Sabrina Carpenter, all dipping their toes in the country waters.
It's so good to see you, Missy.
Oh, and if true crime is your jam, you're going to want to check out Happy Face with Dennis Quaid as the real-life Happy Face serial killer.
Every role I do is easy to shake.
Yeah, Dennis telling me he had to put this in the rear view when filming stopped.
Drop it like a hot potato. It's better for mental health.
Episodes of Happy Face are streaming on Paramount Plus. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
And now, a Progressive ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. With Progressive, this has been a Progressive ad from Progressive. See if you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS. With John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
2 till 7 here on The Wake Up Crew. John and Brian with you today, and Dalton will be back on Monday. Hey, it's time for the news coming up at the top of the hour. But we do want to tell you, LaRone Major is from Premier Athletics is today's Good Neighbor of the Day for being so dedicated and passionate about cheer sports for our area youth. LaRone Major will receive flowers from Jenny Harrison and the family over Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts.
Okay, there you go with our Good Neighbor of the Day. You can send in a good neighbor by texting the word neighbor to 615-893-1450 or go to WGNSradio.com/good neighbor. That's how we get those in. Name, address, phone number, sentence why. That's all we need from you. Also, don't forget your birthdays and anniversaries at 615-893-1450. That's the Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club. Will announce everybody in about an hour.
Please participate in Murfreesboro Special Census. This is Mayor Shane McFarland. An accurate population count means more shared state revenue for the city. Visit MurfreesboroCensus.com. That's MurfreesboroCensus.com.
Yeah, we've got to get that census in.
Yes.
Do so if you can. Coming up is the news at 7 o'clock. It's the Wake Up Crew.
Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, flagship station for MTSU Sports. Courthouse clock time, 7 o'clock.
A violent change of seasons.
I heard the big crash.
Education elimination.
They're getting rid of the Department of Ed.
Bodies pile up in Gaza. Good morning. I'm Deborah Rodriguez with the CBS World News Roundup. This is the first day of spring, and a huge storm is blasting its way across the Midwest, spreading blizzard conditions for hundreds of miles. High winds from that storm have helped spread new wildfires in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. CBS's Nicole Valdez reports from Highland, Indiana.
In northwestern Indiana, just outside Chicago, severe thunderstorms blasted through neighborhoods, taking down power poles and toppling trees onto homes.
Went from 0 to 100 real quick outside.
Jessica Ramirez lives in Highland, where the National Weather Service warned of winds up to 70 miles an hour around 5:30 yesterday afternoon. The fierce winds raised her mother Rosie's car while she was in it.
And all of a sudden, I feel my car lifting up in the air, and I'm screaming to my husband.
The same massive storm brought blizzard conditions across parts of 6 states from Colorado to Wisconsin, creating whiteouts and near zero visibility.
He's already started gutting the Department of Education. Today, the president is expected to sign an order to shut it down.
President Trump has long vowed to abolish the Department of Education. And while there are questions about his authority to do so, it appears he is beginning that process. A White House spokesman says the president's executive order will, quote, expand educational opportunities and empower parents, states, and communities to take control. Congress created the Department of Education, and only Congress can dismantle it, setting up the possibility of another showdown over separation of powers. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Columbia University may be ready to give the president what he wants in order to get federal funding back.
Trump pulled $400 million in grants and contracts from the school, accusing it of allowing anti-Semitism on campus. Tomorrow is the deadline for the school to meet Trump's demands, which include putting its Department of Middle East Studies under academic receivership so it would no longer be controlled by the faculty, banning masks, and giving its campus police more power. There are reports Columbia is leaning toward meeting those demands, which isn't sitting well with some students.
Trump is using us as a tool. I do think he's weaponizing anti-Semitism.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A day after a phone conversation with Volodymyr Zelensky, the president has a new proposal for Ukraine. Correspondent Weijia Jiang.
President Trump described the roughly 1-hour call as very good. President Zelensky said he is on board with a partial ceasefire on energy and other civilian infrastructure, which the White House said Vladimir Putin agreed to after his call with Trump on Tuesday. Zelensky also said he will continue working toward a broader ceasefire, eventually ending the war. Trump is offering one solution, that the U.S. run Ukraine's energy supply and nuclear power plants. The White House says American ownership of those plants would be the best protection for that infrastructure.
Israel hit new targets inside Gaza overnight to try to force Hamas to surrender. The local health ministry says more than 80 Palestinians were killed. CBS's Robert Berger from Jerusalem.
They've effectively cut off the north from the south. That's something we actually saw earlier in the war, and it could be part of a tactic aimed at moving some of the Palestinian population that has been already displaced so many times to other areas. We haven't seen those evacuation orders happen yet. And this is just the beginning again, according to Israeli officials. We heard the defense minister actually say that unless Hamas releases hostages, Gaza could face total annihilation.
It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay. Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
A federal judge has set a new deadline of noon Eastern time for the Trump administration to provide more information about deportation flights carrying alleged South American gang members to a prison in El Salvador. Correspondent Scott McFarlane is at the federal courthouse in Washington.
The simmering legal dispute over Saturday's deportation of 200-plus Venezuelan migrants risks boiling over. Judge James Boasberg granted the Department of Justice an extension until 12 p.m. today to turn over information about the flights to El Salvador. But on Wednesday, the U.S. Attorney General and the rest of the Department of Justice's top officials were defiant, accusing Boasberg of micromanaging and continuing to beat a dead horse, as Trump repeatedly blistered the judge.
I don't know who the judge is, but he's radical left.
And he called for Boasberg's impeachment in a social media post.
The families of some of those men deported to El Salvador last weekend say they are not gang members. Correspondent Lilia Luciano spoke to the wife of a barber from Venezuela who attorneys believe was on one of those flights because of his body markings.
Why did he think that they were going to deport him for the tattoos?
Por el reloj.
Because of a clock.
El reloj tiene la fecha de nacimiento de su primera hija.
A clock that marks the time when your daughter was born.
His wife, Johanny, says she last spoke to her husband the day before he was deported.
Una madrina. What worries you about him being in this prison?
Que me preocupa de que él es inocente.
That he's innocent.
Y el maltrato que está recibiendo allá adentro.
And you think he's being mistreated in there?
Exactamente.
Miles of a U.S.-Mexico buffer zone could become a temporary military installation.
U.S. troops may be stationed along parts of the New Mexico border and empowered to temporarily hold migrants who cross into the U.S. illegally. The Washington Post reports consultations between the White House and the Pentagon have been going on for weeks. One problem, the plan could fall foul of laws forbidding active duty troops from most law enforcement missions. If enacted, it would allow the administration to allocate part of the Pentagon's massive budget to President Trump's border crackdown. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
The last person believed to have seen missing University of Pittsburgh student Sadiq Kananki in the Dominican Republic is back on U.S. soil today. Joshua Ribe's lawyers say he left the island after a judge ruled he should be released from police supervision at his hotel. He's not considered a suspect. Ribe says he and Kananki were swept into the ocean by a big wave 2 weeks ago. Officials believe she drowned. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
That's the latest national and world news from CBS News Radio. I'm Steve Kathan. Time to get back to Brian, John, and Dalton for more of the Wake Up Crew here on News Radio WGNS.
Moving along with more information straight ahead and some conversation as well with the Wake Up Crew. I'm Brian Barrett, joined by John Dinkins and Dalton Barrett here at 7:09. Let's get a quick check of traffic and weather together, brought to you by locally owned Toots.
Back in 1985, when Toots first opened, there were very few restaurants in this town. We've seen hundreds of them come and go, and yet we are still so blessed to be in business and be doing business here in Rutherford County.
This is Nick Hayes with Toots Restaurants. After 40 years, we still got them. $6.99 daily lunch specials. Stop by Toots.com and check them out.
Thank you for dining with us since 1985.
Thank you, Rutherford County.
Thank you for dining with us for 40 years.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Few showers possible in the area during the afternoon. Highs top out near 48 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Diminishing winds. Lows drop to 28. And then Friday, sunny with highs approaching 61. I'm weatherology meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 44.
We're excited to announce that Capstar Bank is now officially a division of Old National Bank. Old National Bank in Murfreesboro at 2230 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, ready to serve you.
Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Good morning. They got this right over to the side here on 40 westbound at Spence Lane. It's starting to get a little bit busy now with this wreck out in Rutherford County getting some attention. 24 westbound at Sam Ridley. It's over to the left-hand side. There is a little bit of rubbernecking associated with that wreck here in Rutherford County on 24 at Sam Ridley going westbound as it continues to build 65 south here at Trinity Lane. Music City Pro Wrestling presents The Awakening Saturday, April 12th at the Valor Academy Gymnasium. That's 4531 Nolensville Pike. Get your tickets now. Check out Music City Pro Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram for more details. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
If you're not waking up to the Wake Up Crew, here's what you've been missing.
Disgruntled Workers Day. At this moment, I am a disgruntled worker.
Don't miss the Wake Up Crew with John, Brian, and Dalton. Weekday mornings from 6 until Swap and Shop.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
Good morning, Rutherford County. It's the Wake Up Crew on News Radio, WGNS. News, traffic, weather, and fun every morning with John Dinkins, Brian Barrett, and Dalton Barrett.
Back on the Wake Up Crew on this Thursday morning, March 20th. Does it feel different out there for you today? Spring arrived at 4:01 a.m.
4:01?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Central Time, Central Daylight Time.
You mean the sun was up?
No, spring.
Oh, spring. Oh.
That's when spring officially started.
Oh, well.
The spring equinox. Thursday, the 20th, 5:01 Eastern Daylight Time, so that'd be 4:01 Central. Sometimes it's in the afternoon. It just depends. So there you go. Now you know. Episode 1618, and of course, spring break is just around the corner, 9 days away. You've got the rest of this week and next week, and then by the 28th, as soon as that school bell rings, you're out of there for a week.
Wow.
You know, that may make you happy, just like today being spring.
Doesn't matter. We still got to work.
Well, that was kind of my...
You never give days off, ever. So,
well,
you're a tyrant to work for.
Oh, really? Tyrant?
You know, people think, oh, he's on this show, and he's such a good guy, and, you know, he's like one of the boys. No, you're not. You're not one of the boys.
Why is that?
You're an employer, basically. You're our boss. You're our, like, let's do it. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this show. They can't take off. Don't put a best of in. No, you got to work.
Well, best of this show. How does that work?
Well, you've got some in the can. Let's put it that way. So you're very reluctant to use them. Very, very reluctant.
Save them for the big holidays. St. Patrick's Day or spring
no,
starting.
No, you didn't do anything for St. Patrick's Day.
No, I'm saying those aren't big holidays.
I'd like to spend time with my family some.
Well, you got Sunday.
They were at work today.
Oh.
On Monday.
Well, I guess that's true. That was really kind of a lead-in at happy. You know, you may be happy that it's spring. You may be happy that spring breaks around the corner because Pharrell Williams is happy.
Wow, what a lead-in.
That's our song of the day today.
But that doesn't really go with spring. I mean, it's just he's happy.
Right. But aren't you happy that it's spring?
No, I'm not really. I'm not. The weather's been bad and this no. Scary weather. No, I'm not that happy.
You're not happy that it's spring. Well,
I like spring when the flowers and it's pretty outside.
I have noticed that. You don't really have allergies, do you?
Yeah, oh yes, yeah. I have them awful.
Do they are they worse this year for you?
No. Actually, they're better. I'm better. I don't know why.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Did your allergy symptoms get worse the older you got?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that explains why. Seems like mine are worse this year.
Mine started at about age 40, but you're starting to have allergy problems?
Well, I have
all along
Dude,
a bit.
just a minute. You're falling apart.
Well,
I mean,
especially like my eyes watering, and nose stuffy every morning.
Have you been to an allergist?
I have not.
Well,
just take my Zyrtec or whatever it's called.
They'll pick you with a few shots to see if you're allergic to anything.
Ooh.
And what it'll come out, you'll be allergic to grass or dogs.
Of course.
Yeah.
The two things that I can't get away from.
What would you do, though? You just live with it, wouldn't you? You wouldn't let Ladybug go to somebody else.
No.
Skeeter?
No. You know how Dalton was talking about the dog shedding? Then I don't think that Ladybug sheds. I went to clean out my Roomba, let it do its thing earlier this week. And when I dumped the hair out of it, it was black. And it wasn't all hers, but Rosie's. It's usually Rosie's a brown. She's light colored. So
she's long hair too. I mean, she's not. Yeah.
So you could see a lot, but that is usually the dominant color that comes out of the Roomba. But it was black this time.
But it wasn't. What Ladybug is? What, black?
Yeah, and so is Skeeter. So I think it's the combination of the two and the time of the year, and they're both shedding. So, yeah.
You could shave Ladybug and let her look like a rat.
Well, I'm not going to do that to that poor dog. She's short hair, so. I don't know that I'll get another long hair dog.
Ooh.
Because you have to groom, like Maggie, you had to take her to the groomer.
Huey, like Dalton has to do.
Yeah. Huey apparently just got a haircut.
Yeah.
So. And do you know how much it cost at the groomer for a big dog like that? Now, he did it himself with Huey. It's like $180 to $200.
It takes a long time, though. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
He's thinking about getting one of those clippers that also has a vacuum attached to it. So
that'd be nice. Yeah.
Vacuums it up.
Because that's got, where does he do it? Outside?
Probably, I think so. Yeah. Or maybe in the bathroom, in the bathtub or something. I don't know where he does it. He doesn't like it. Huey doesn't anyway. Earlier this week, we had a story on the air about Georgia lawmakers. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they're pushing to move the state's northern border, arguing a surveying error that's been around for 2 centuries now, placed a portion of Georgia's border in Tennessee territory. So they know.
Where would that be? Southeast Tennessee?
Yeah.
Chattanooga?
Somewhere down in there. The Congress, when they originally, in 1818, put the state lines in, it was supposed to be at the 35th parallel, but there was a surveying mistake, and that it's slightly south of where it's supposed to be. So it theoretically, I guess, is Georgia's land is under control of Tennessee in that area. And so Georgia lawmakers are trying to push a bill to see if that could be changed and all. And when Governor Haslam, I mean, it's been going on. Governor Haslam said, back when he was serving as governor, we offered to trade it for the Braves or Stone Mountain, but they didn't take it. Just thought that was pretty funny. But probably nothing happened with that. Sports news coming up.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles. Here's Monty Bolaños.
In the NBA, Cade Cunningham called game.
Hardaway gets it into Cunningham. Cunningham for the win. And it is good! He banked it in! He banked it in! Holy mackerel. Cade Cunningham.
You just heard on the Ticket Pistons Radio Network. Final score against the Heat, 116-113. Thanks to that game winner, Cunningham ended with his 9th triple-double of the season. Luka Doncic ended with 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists as the Lakers cruised past the Nuggets, 120-108. Denver played without Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. The Cavaliers have now lost 3 in a row after the Kings outscored them 123-119. In men's college hoops, first 4 matchups, Xavier came back to defeat Texas 86-80. The Musketeers will take on Illinois on Friday. And Mount St. Mary's defeated American 83-72. The Mountaineers will face 1 seed Duke in the first round.
Stickers, labels, we do a lot of direct mail, booklets, manuals, programs. My name is Jeff Carlton. I handle sales and marketing for Franklin's Printworks here at Murfreesboro. We are at 2227 South Park Drive. Franklin's Printworks has been in Murfreesboro for over 25 years. We are a full-service commercial printer. We offer everything from business cards to brochures, booklets to banners, everything in between. Our website is franklinsprinting.org.
For 75 years, Murfreesboro Medical Clinic has been a cornerstone of health and compassion in our community. From our humble beginnings to the advanced, comprehensive care we offer today, our commitment to you has never wavered. With 8 locations across Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee and over 100 physicians, we continue to provide the highest standard of care. Then, now, and always, your health is our mission.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the Law Offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
If you can dream it, Farrah Construction can turn it into reality. Shop local, Farrah Construction Company. I'm Ron Hall. Investing in property can be nerve-wracking. It does not have to be. Farrah Construction offers high-quality craftsmanship, quick response, and attention to detail. Our goal is to keep your expenses low while focusing on our attention on high-quality services. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Farrah Construction Company.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Back on the Wake Up Crew from News Radio WGNS at 7:22. We head over to the Villages of Murfreesboro, and this morning we get the chance to talk with Jeb Bowers. Jeb is the Good Works at Home manager, and Jeb has been joining us even before this job at the Villages when you were in another position, but kind of settled in here nicely with Good Works at Home, right?
I kind of feel like I'm back where I belong. Worked on the floor as a resident assistant for several years before dipping my toe into activities, and now I'm back as the manager of the Good Works program, and it feels right, to be honest. And not only that, but it also got a good friend of mine in the activity position in Melissa, and we've just got a wonderful team over here. I couldn't be happier to be a part of.
Yeah, Melissa's a good one, everybody. Very nice conversation last week with Barbara, who everybody loves.
Oh, the food is so good.
Yeah. So, Jeb, kind of remind us about Good Works at Home.
So Good Works is, in a nutshell, it's a helpful resource for people when they move into our facility. And, sometimes it's overwhelming as you've just sold your house that you've maybe lived in your entire adult life, and things have changed, maybe the loss of a spouse. You're already dealing with so much that there's things that sometimes can maybe, fall through the cracks. Maybe you get a little more forgetful with your medications. Maybe you get a little lax on your laundry. You haven't changed your sheets in a while. Those are things that Good Works is designed to help you with. Really, it takes the burden and the stress off kind of the simpler things that we take for granted, maybe as we're younger and we get older. And I can't tell you the number of people that have come to me saying, I am so glad that I never have to deal with folding fitted sheets ever again. Yeah. That right there, I think, is worth the price of admission, to be quite honest, for them for sure. But, you don't have to worry about, do I take this pill now or when? Or, you go to the doctor and they put you on a new medicine. You're like, well, what am I supposed to? You don't have to worry about it. That's what we're here for. We work alongside the doctors and we call them. We say, hey, when are we taking this? The pharmacy. We have it all lined out per the doctor's orders, when, where. So you don't have to worry about it. It really, we are, I like to say we are a stress management company, and We are trying to reduce your amount of stress to as low of a level as we possibly can. And by just taking out some of these daily things that, for a lot of us can, again, making our bed. I'm not one to make my bed every day. So being able to come in, get your sheets changed and washed and clean, just you can worry about the more important things.
There are some things like meals that are kind of baked into independent living. So,
Absolutely.
but that's one that you think about.
That's the great thing about the villages and independent living is, your meals are like you said, they are baked into your what you're paying already with your room. So right off the bat, three meals a day, 3 good meals a day, by the way. That's just one less thing you have to worry about. You can buy snacks, and if you want to have a certain thing here and there that you want to make, or if you just like baking, or you can do all that, but your day-to-day meals is just something you do not have to worry about anymore. A lot of people, that's probably my number one thing that I hear from residents, especially when they first moved in, is I don't have to cook and I don't have to grocery shop. And they're thrilled about that.
I don't like doing either of those things even now. So thinking about some household chores that you normally have to do, like mowing the yard. Well, don't have to do that. It's taken care of. House cleaning, and grocery shopping. You mentioned laundry, and as we get older, once you move into the villages of Murfreesboro, a couple of years after that, you may think, gosh, I need a little help with this. That's why you're there, to kind of fill in the gap, right?
Absolutely. We're there to, independent is it, people don't realize this, but independent is, like 55 and up. And so people can move in, and then maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line, depending on how early they move in. And for a lot of people, it's later, but they can live here for years completely independently, and then they start noticing, hey, I'm getting a little more forgetful. A big one for us is, I get a little wobbly when I'm in the shower, and it sure would be nice to have an extra set of eyes and in there with me, just to make sure that nothing happens to me, or if something does happen, that somebody's right there to help. So it's those little changes that happen over time. I mean, we've got people that have lived here 6, 7 years who are, they're just kind of slowly working their way up through the list of stuff. And there's no telling how long it'll be before they check off everything, every service that we provide. So, and some people come right off the bat and they say, this is what I need to stay independent. And others, it takes them a long time. Everybody's different. And that's what we focus on, is trying to meet your individual needs. It's not some one size fits all program and everybody gets stuck getting every single service at every given time.
Jeb Bowers joining us today from the villages of Murfreesboro.
This is Kim Dunaway from Sunshine Nutrition Center. You hear me on Monday mornings at 7:20 talking about how to lead a healthier lifestyle. We carry supplements, personal care, and grocery items at both our Murfreesboro and Smyrna locations, family owned and operated since 1989.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Don't let concerns about today's events derail your long-term financial strategy. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin, and I'm here to help. We can work together to understand the impact of these events and make sure that your goals are top of mind. While you can't control market volatility, we'll help focus on what you can control. We can connect in several virtual ways. Start by giving me a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Residents at the villages of Murfreesboro say it best.
Well, the one thing, my mom loves to golf, and they have a little putting green out here. And like she said, she went to Bell Buckle, and they go out and have lunches. So there's enough for her to do. And to be real honest, it helps me, because then I don't have to be here 24/7. So they encourage the families to get involved as well, which I think is very important.
I'm Hope Rogers. Visit the Villages of Murfreesboro. I'd love to give you a tour. The Villages of Murfreesboro is located at 2550 Willow Oak Trail.
Looking for a lift kit for your truck or Jeep and need the right experts to install it? Look no further than Tire World in Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and Laverne.
Tire World, we keep your family rolling. The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Our time is 7:30 on the Wake Up Crew, Thursday morning, March the 20th.
And happy birthday to Greg Nance. I'm going to call this person Breeze Lalonde. I'm not sure that's correct, but apologize if that's not. Pam Gibson and Mary Lucy Yao.
Those are the birthdays so far on the list. Maybe you've already called or texted this morning and didn't hear the name. We've got it. If you've called or texted, we'll add it to the list that we announce here coming up at 8 o'clock. If you have not done so, now is your deadline, 615-893-1450. You can call or text, but do it quickly, 615-893-1450. For the Slick Pig Barbecue Birthday Club, somebody's going to win some nanner pudding this morning.
Taking part in Murfreesboro's special census is quick and easy. This is Mayor Shane McFarland. Visit murfreesborocensus.com, fill out the secure form, or complete the special census letter coming to your mailbox. That's murfreesborocensus.com.
Checking your Rutherford County weather. Partly sunny for today. Few showers possible in the area during the afternoon. Highs top out near 48 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Diminishing winds. Lows drop to 28. And then Friday, sunny with highs approaching 61. I'm weatherology meteorologist Phil Jensko with your Wake Up Crew forecast. Right now it's 44.
And look at this accident out here in Rutherford County. It's 840 westbound near Veterans Parkway. It's got traffic slow coming off 24. They're on to 840 going west. You got all that traffic there in Rutherford County headed over towards Williamson County. It's picked up with more volume over here where it was a little bit slow earlier. On 40 westbound at Spence Lane as they try to clean up that accident. Princess Hot Chicken has karaoke tonight at the Tanger location. Check out the menu today at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
The National Weather Service has confirmed that an EF1 tornado touched down in Rutherford County on Saturday afternoon, causing damage to buildings, homes, and trees. Residents in Christiana were among those impacted, with many describing the frightening moments as the storm moved through the area. Danny Jimenez walked outside his home to find part of his garage roof torn off, with large trees and limbs scattered across his yard. Inside, his 7-month-old baby, wife, and in-laws had taken shelter in a closet and bathroom. Jimenez recounted the storm's intensity, saying, "By the time we could even look outside, it is loud, it's rushing, like a waterfall. So much water was moving that you couldn't really see much outside." Meanwhile, in Georgia, state lawmakers are reigniting an age-old border dispute with Tennessee, arguing that a surveying error from more than 200 years ago wrongly placed a portion of Tennessee within Georgia's territory. The resolution, which recently advanced through a State House committee, aims to establish a commission to work with Congress on correcting the border. Proponents of the change argue that adjusting the boundary would give Georgia direct access to the Tennessee River, a key water source for its growing population. Representative Martin Momton, a Republican leading the effort, insists that the state line was intended to align with the 35th parallel, but a surveying mistake placed it slightly south, leaving a section of what should be Georgia's land under Tennessee's control. "We know where it's supposed to be, it just ain't there today," Momton said. The proposal has been met with resistance from Tennessee's leaders, with previous governors jokingly dismissing the effort. Former Governor Bill Haslam once quipped, "We offered to trade it for the Braves or for Stone Mountain, but they didn't take it." That's all for now. I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and I'll talk to you later.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
Turn to Turner Security for your business or your home. With Turner on your team, you're never alone. For everything you need, all you gotta do is call. Turner's got it all. When you turn to Turner Security, powered by TechCore, you can leave your security issues at the door. Turn to Turner Security.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. Stop by our office in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard or give us a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Back here on the Wake Up Crew, our time, 7:35. And it's a Thursday, so you know we like to throw it back now, y'all.
Ah, do you remember these?
Well, today I'm going to talk about the NCAA tournament. I go back further with the NCAA tournament than you do.
Of course. Yeah.
Back when they had, 32 teams instead of 64?
Right.
And I can remember growing up in the 70s, it was all UCLA. I mean, UCLA. And Lou Alcindor, Bill Walton, they dominated. And then we went to the era that we kind of had Indiana. The Big Ten was big. Now there are 14 teams in this year's NCAA tournament. That's a lot of SEC teams.
Yeah.
In fact, they're going to have to play 3 times. 3 teams are going to have to play each other in the second round from the same conference, which is really unusual, but that's all they could do.
I know Tennessee and Kentucky are in the same region,
right?
So they would have to play. That'd be Sweet 16, maybe.
Yeah, and Kentucky's beaten them twice already, so maybe third time's a charm for Tennessee. Vanderbilt, I can remember Vanderbilt had a big run with gosh, it was a unique team. I can't remember really even. They had one really good scorer. I think his name was Matt something. And they got to the Sweet 16, but they have not had a very good history of doing well in the NCAA. They're in it this year. They got to play St. Mary's, and I think St. Mary's can really play ball. The biggest thing I remember, though, about the NCAA was when I was in school, we would watch it on TV.
Oh, really?
Some of the teachers would let us watch a game on TV, and you really wanted to have PE at the end of the day because he always would let you watch the NCAA. It was kind of like the World Series when the World Series was in the daytime.
Okay.
We would sit there, and that was a ritual. That's how education's changed so much. We would sit there and watch the World Series. I remember many games. They didn't have any night games. So, and I missed that a little bit. I missed part of that, not having day games. But,
That's
money
dictated
talks.
by television.
Yeah, money talks. And Indiana had a good run with Bobby Knight. Let's see. Connecticut's been tough the last 3 years. I don't think they're favored to win it this year. But it's funny how Kentucky has been the hallmark of NCAA.
UCLA has won 11, Kentucky 8, North Carolina 6, and UConn 6. Duke has won 5, and Indiana has won 5.
So really, when you think about it, it has been dominated by certain teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by certain colleges. And it's rare that you get a Cinderella. Gonzaga was a Cinderella story several years ago. Now they're in it all the time. They've established their program. But it's really interesting to see, even though you have all these teams in it, that, now UCLA had the edge over everybody back in the 70s, so they won a lot of theirs before everybody caught up with them.
It was the 60s and 70s,
yeah.
And then they went from 75 until 95 before winning again, and that was their last one. It was 95. And I don't see any team, Kentucky and Florida are the only SEC. Well, there's Arkansas. So, but
Arkansas won it once, didn't they?
They did.
Nolan Richardson, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they were in the SEC then, though.
Yeah, they were not. They were in the Southwest Conference.
Okay.
Remember that conference?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But yeah, that's those are the only 3 SEC teams that have ever won it.
So it's going to be I don't know. I would think if you predict each time, you got to go with one of those major schools, usually, because it's going to turn out that way. It's very rare is it a college that you're not expecting to win.
A lot of people are very upset that the overall number 1 went to Auburn. They thought it should have been Florida or Duke.
Yeah. Well, Florida's great. Florida looks great.
They do.
All right, that's my take.
A little NCAA Throwback Thursday today.
Are you shopping for lights?
We got it!
Doors?
We got it.
Flooring?
We got it.
Furniture?
We got it here at the Habitat Restore. 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
Remember, we got it today, but it may be gone tomorrow.
Find it at the Restore, yeah. We got it at the Habitat Restore. The Habitat Restore at 850 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
This is a paid legal ad.
You've probably heard it a million times. If you're injured, call a lawyer. And you probably haven't because you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take, or even if you have a case. At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we can help, we do so on a contingency basis, which means we only get paid if you do. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
All right, guys, it's Scott. If you're feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, or noticing a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out now. At Low T Center here in Murfreesboro on Medical Center Parkway, they make it easy to get your levels checked. And with their on-site lab, you'll get those results back in about 25 minutes. Low T Center is not a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low testosterone with customized therapy, or TRT, for each patient. The experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results. And most health insurance is accepted for treatment. For established patients with stable T levels, they also offer a convenient physician-monitored self-inject treatment plan that ships directly to your home each month without the need to come into the office for weekly visits. And at Low T Center, you can also get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. Yep, you can lose weight. Get back to your best. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
The Wake Up Crew, WGNS.
With Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and Dalton Barrett.
Well, we've wrapped up another Wake Up Crew for Thursday, the 20th of March. Episode 1618 almost in the books, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, who has a solar energy expert, and they can help you understand if solar is right for you, and also help members avoid possible scams from outside parties. That's MTE. You can go to their website about solar, ProSolar, mte.com/ProSolar to find out all the info. Our good neighbor is LaRon Major at Premier Athletics, our good neighbor of the day today for being so dedicated and passionate about cheer sport for our area youth. LaRon Major receives flowers today from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and News Radio WGNS as the good neighbor of the day. Send in a special person that you want to nominate, or persons. You can nominate as many as you want. 615-893-1450 if you text the word neighbor to that number, or head to WGNSradio.com/goodneighbor. Two of the ways that you can get in your good neighbor nomination to us here at WGNS.
Time for the dad joke of the day.
Replay.
You know, whoever came up with the word dentures really missed an opportunity to call them substitutes.
Replay.
That really wasn't that great, but it was okay. But I gave it a thumbs up.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
You didn't like it, huh?
It's just different. Just a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It lacks something. Oh, me in it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what it was.
I'll have to keep that in mind. Just another one.
Well,
of the,
I just think you need to have a straight man in your jokes.
Okay. Well, that's one thing that I've learned today, that John must be included.
I don't have to be included, but if you want your score guaranteed, well, no. I can't
guaranteed?
I can't even do that either.
Really? Is there a guarantee?
No, there's no guarantee.
I didn't think so.
We talked today about dogs. Mine has affinity for rugs. Bad choices for dogs that you get for food. I learned that. I learned that there are some choices you should not let your dog eat.
Like grapes.
Pretzels. Avocados.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them eat it. It's dangerous. On Throwback, we talked about the NCAA tourney, a little history about the NCAA tourney. And
have you done a bracket?
No. I used to do them every year, but I got burned on it one year. I got down to the final, like the Elite Eight,
mm-hmm.
and I was almost perfect.
Oh wow!
And then four of the 8 teams that I picked in the Elite Eight died right there, and I said never again.
Mm-hmm.
I was so pumped. I thought I'm going to win some money. Not that I would gamble.
No.
If I were to bet on money,
yeah.
So
I only did it like once when I was working in Nashville.
I could see that not being your cup of tea.
No. Do you have a favorite this year?
Yes, I do. Florida. I think I think they're playing the best of anybody right now. So, St. John's.
St. John's.
That's an old name. That's an old historic name.
Yeah, they've won one or two.
Yeah, and so Pitino's back. Rick Pitino.
It's crazy. I think. Wouldn't it be interesting if you had an all SEC final?
Oh yeah, could have one. I think
that would be interesting. All right, well that's going to about wrap us up this morning. If you want to check the podcast.